Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rafianif. I'm from the for Electrical System 3A, which study in the State Polytechnic of Malang. Now I want to talk about the renewable energy in Indonesia, but in specifically I want to talk about the potential of geothermal power in the PASURUAN. PASURUAN is a city in the East Java, Indonesia. Geothermal power. Geothermal power plants are used in order to generate the electricity by using the geothermal energy or earth thermal. The working principle of geothermal power plant is same with the coal power plant and the nuclear power plant. It still use steam for rotate the turbine, and but we can replace the boiler on the coal power plant, or we can replace a reactor on the nuclear power plant with earth thermal. So the type of geothermal power plant. There are three main types of the geothermal power plant, with the flash cycle being the most common. The choice of the power plant depends on the how much geothermal energy is available and how hot the resource is this. Those types are: the first is dry steam, the second is flash steam, the last is binary steam. So I want to explain first with the dry steam. This dry steam is naturally produced in the ground. The steam from the inside of the ground will flow through the turbine and flow to the condenser, and will change with the water, and the water will inject it back to the earth. Or we can see in this picture, the pink color is steam and the blue color is water. So we can see in the arrow of this picture, so the steam will flow through the wellhead and flow through the turbine, and the turbine will rotate, and the generator will produce the electricity and will transmit to the customer, and the steam will flow to the condenser, and it will change to be water, and the water will inject back into the earth, the inside of earth. So the second is a flash steam. The flash steam, this is the most common type due to the lack of naturally occurring high quality steam. But in this method, water must be over than 180 degrees Celsius, and under its own pressure, it flow upward through to the well. So this is, we can see in this picture, this is the flow direction of the flash steam. So in the red one is water on hot water, and the pink one is a steam, and the blue one is a warm water. So the hot water will flow through the wellhead, and and will flow to the separator, and from the separator the steam will flow to the turbine, and the turbine will rotate, and the generator will produce electricity and will transmit to the customer. And from this steam with from The turbine will flow to the condenser and it will change to be water. And in the separator, the water is directly connected with the water from the condenser and will inject it back to the inside of the earth. So the third is a binary steam. The binary power plant are expected to be most commonly used type of geothermal power in the future. So this is have two loop of the system. You can see in this picture. So this is water. This is the hot water will pump to the heat exchanger, and from the heat exchanger, the secondary fluid will produce and will flow to the turbine, and from the turbine will flow to the condenser, and from the condenser will go back to the heat exchanger. And after it produce a warm water, the warm water will inject it back to the inside of the earth. So, but when the turbine is rotate, the generator will produce the electricity and will transmit to the customer. In the geothermal power plant, there is advantage and disadvantages. So the advantages are, the first is environmental friendly. Geothermal energy is more environmentally friendly than the conventional fuel source such as coal and other fossil fuels. The second is renewable energy, and the third is potential energy, or the geothermal power plant have a big potential in the future. And the fourth is no fuel required, and the five or the last is rapid evolution. And there is disadvantages of the geothermal power. The first is environmental issue. There is an abundance of the greenhouse gases below the surface of the earth. The second is surface instability or earthquakes. Construction of the geothermal power plants can affect the stability of the land. And the third is expensive. And the last one is location specific. So we cannot build this geothermal power plant in the random location. We have to make sure they have a big benefit to install the geothermal power plant. So the potential of geothermal in the Indonesia, there are big potential to build the geothermal power. Example, in the Pasuruan, there is potential to build geothermal power. In the Pasuruan region, have some place that can be built the geothermal power. According to the ASTM institution 2012, Pasuruan have potential of geothermal power that can produce electricity reach 280 megawatt in the Mount Arjuna Welirang area. And also there is potential in the Mount Bromo Tengger area, but the potential of electricity power still not measured yet. So this one is a table from the ASTM institution 2012. The first place is in the Mount Arjuna Welirang area. They have a 280 megawatt potential. And the second is Mount Bromo Tengger area, but the potential of electricity is still not measured yet. So that's all from me. I think it's enough. And I'm sorry if there is some mistaken from my explanation or from my material. I do my best, and thank you for Mr. Eric. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.